This video is with the Punksmith engine with the focus on Jam Fever, which is the new XYZ monster for the Punk deck. It's a new support. It's basically one negate at the minimum, maximum 2 negates. Also, it has a second effect to draw a card by detaching material and paying 600 life points, so you could use that, but mainly it's for the negate, and that will be the main focus of this video. So yeah, my deck count is 44 right now. It's the highest it's been because of the 2 upstart goblins. I don't recommend putting them in. The reason I put them in is for Psychic and Punisher to give my opponent 1,000 life points, which would make the difference between my life points and my opponent's greater, which would increase the attack of Psychic and Punisher. That was the thought behind it, and I get a draw, but I just feel it's a little too bricky. It's just not necessary, honestly, without the upstart goblin. So then you would be at 42. That's what I'm currently running it at. But ironically, these replays have the upstart goblin in the deck, and I was able to pull off the combos pretty successfully with the Jam Fever. It's a kind of long combo. This specific line of this way of summoning Jam Fever plays into Nibiru, so you have to watch out for that. So that's why Crossout Designator is really important. So yeah, I just start off with Ogre Dance, send it to the graveyard to get Ziamin to my hand. That's my favorite way to start. Then Ziamin gets Rising Scales to my hand. Rising Scales banishes Ogre Dance from the grave to special summon itself. Then Rising Scales special summon Shirakuzai. Shirakuzai effect, pay 600. Fusion summon to Rising Carp. Rising Carp special summons Wagon and Deer Note. Wagon effect gets the field spell. Then I synchro summon into Jam Dragon Drive, right? Everything in defense mode because this is turn 1. If it's turn 2, you could just summon everything and attack, obviously. Then Jam Dragon Drive's effect gets Madam Spider to my hand, and Deer Note effect in grave gets Shirakuzai back on board, which is important. You need to get Shirakuzai on turn 1 because that's what allows you to synchro summon on turn 2, right? So having Rising Scales on the board is important, right? We use the field spell to special summon Madam Spider from our hand, and then you get Amazing Dragon, right? Then Amazing Dragon special summon Rising Carp from the graveyard, and then you special summon Jam Fever on top of Amazing Dragon. And this should be your board, right? We have the hand traps, we have imperm set, we have surprise set, so we have a lot happening. You're trying to use Jam Fever for those pesky effects, monster effects that happen in hand. So if it's an on-field effect, try not to use Jam Fever. Try to use Effect Veiler or anything else. But if it's an in-hand effect, that's where Jam Fever really... So Jam Fever can negate Nibiru, pretty much. So now I destroy... Every time I pay life points to activate an effect, which is what Punk does, twice per turn, I get a draw because of the field spell. That's how I'm getting those draws, those extra draws. That's why I maintain my hand advantage. So yeah, now I use the second Ogre Dance. I'm getting another level 3 in Ziamin and get the Rising Scales. It's important to synchro summon with Ziamin and Rising Carp because Rising Carp effect lets me choose a Punk monster to attack twice in a turn, and Ziamin allows me to target a Punk monster to gain 600. So 3,600 times 2, that's like 7,000 something. And then with an additional monster, like this is overkill at this point, right? I was just flexing on him, but more than flexing on him, I'm just trying to show the full potential. So Psychic End Punisher, if you do this correctly, this should be your end board on turn 3. This is what you can do from turn 1. Turn 2 is a little harder, of course, because you have to play through your opponent's board and also try to hopefully draw enough hand traps to stop their full board. But yeah, if you play turn 1 and you have the right cards in your hand, like this is not that good of a hand turn 1. This is more of a turn 2 hand. This could be stopped, but he doesn't have anything to stop me with, so I just enter the combo. But that hand could have been stopped. If I have a lot of P.U.N.K in my hand in turn 1, it's really hard to interrupt. You could try to interrupt me, but I can usually find a way to end off on Jam Dragon Drive, Shirakuzai, which makes Amazing Dragon on my opponent's turn to bounce the board, and Jam Fever, which is a negate. But you could summon Jam Fever in less than 4 special summons, and that would protect you from Nibiru. So that's another way to do it. I don't cover that line in this video, but if you're interested in that, you could let me know, and I could show that way. It's pretty much the same thing. You just would summon Jam Fever on top of the Jam Dragon Drive right here, but you wouldn't be able to get into Amazing Dragon. It would be a little difficult. You would use the Rising Scales and Shirakuzai to do Amazing Dragon next turn instead of with Jam Dragon Drive. That would be the difference. So yeah, see, P.U.N.K Jam Fever. I have the surprise. This is like the setup for turn 1, right? Rising Carp is just there because that's supposed to be used on turn 3, right? But so yeah, he's using a back row deck. Perfect. If it's a back row deck, you have to do it in the end phase, because if you use Amazing Dragon's effect, so I surprise popped 1, then I'm about to bounce the 4. You have a maximum of 4 return to hand with Amazing Dragon. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the maximum you get, and I get a draw on my opponent's turn, which is nice. So do it in the end phase, because if you do it in the main phase, he'll just set those cards again. Do it in the end phase. Now his board is empty. He's nothing. I could literally push for game now, but again, I use once per turn. I could special summon a P.U.N.K monster from the grave, bring back Jam Dragon Drive. All I need is a level 3 to get, and Rising Scales is just like, I'm just using the Ziamin effect because why not? But try to use Rising Carp as the synchro material to get the double attack effect, and then the Ziamin, then you would get the 600 bonus. So yeah, Psychic and Punisher's effect, all ready for game. That's pretty much it. See, he activates an effect in hand. I just negate it. Simple. So it's done. You could have 2 materials on Jam Fever if you have 2 level 8s, so you could do it that way as well, but the minimum is 1. That's the beauty of Jam Fever. All you need is a synchro or a fusion monster that's a P.U.N.K, and then you could XYZ summon on top of it, which includes Amazing Dragon, which is a level 11, but you could still XYZ summon on top of Amazing Dragon. Okay, so now I'm playing second, so we'll see how this works. So this is against Dragon Maid. None of these replays are against meta decks, but I've been having a lot of success with this combo against Draco Tail. Malice is a tough one. Mitsurugi I've been having trouble with because of Marakumo, but I've solved that problem as well. So if I could, I just get so hyped that I forget to save the replay. I'm like, oh, I'm on a roll. Let me keep dueling. And I'm like, wait, I should have saved that replay. So yeah. So the dragon that they just summoned, that's a negate, right? So I'm trying to bait out the negate. So now he's using the special summon effect. Okay, that's cool. But I'm anticipating the negate, right? So, but I have rising scales in hand already, and I have emergency teleport, so I can use that first. He doesn't negate it, that's fine. He decides to banish my imperm from the grave, which is, I think that was too soon. So now I use Ghost Ogre. It doesn't negate, but it does destroy, because that card is not once per turn. So now that it's destroyed, it's perfect. So now I could just, I'm one material down if you noticed, but we'll still, because it's turn 2, I could finish him off right now by bouncing those 2 cards. So now see, I do Rising Carp, summon Deer Note from hand, and Wagon gets the field spell. This will be slightly different, you'll see. So I use these to synchro summon into Jam Dragon Drive, because Jam Dragon Drive gets me a level 3 in my hand. Deer Note gets me, when it's sent from field to grave, I could special summon a monster from the grave. See? So now I special summon Rising Carp. Why? Because I'm looking to double attack. I don't need Shirakuzai because I'm not trying to summon on his turn on turn 3. I'm trying to end it right now, OTK him. So I special summon the level 3. I get the trap from Madame Spider. Boom. Now Amazing Dragon effect. I have the double attack with Rising Carp. I didn't get the Ziamin because I used Madame Spider for the synchro material instead, but 6,000 from Amazing Dragon plus 2,700 is already game. So yeah, that is how you play this deck turn 1 and turn 2. And yeah, let me know if you would like to see any other decks. I'm working on it, but that's it for this one, and I hope you enjoyed it.